The NBA is discussing starting the season again. And obviously they've been talking about this over and over and over. And there was a big to-do that Adrian Wojnarowski put out today. And I'm trying to pull up the tweet. Sorry. Here we go. All right. So, Players Association regional representatives started texting NBA players today with a yes or no question that they say will be kept confidential. The question is, do you want to try and play again this season? The union is trying to gauge broader sentiment of its 400-plus players. On top of that, it said some teams received the question as part of a group text that included the entire roster. And they're asking, do you want to play this season, yes or no? Or do you want the season to start again? I don't think this is a good look or not a good look. I don't think we're getting the NBA back.
No.
Tell me your thoughts on what this meant for you.
I mean, I think the same thing. I mean, there was a call over the weekend that the NBA owners and whatever, and not owners, union representatives.
Yeah, Players Association.
And Players Association, that's it. And it didn't go well at all. Another misstep, I think, by another union group. These are the most powerful ones. Like, I feel bad for the NFL players. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
They get crapped on. The NBA and the Major League Baseball players get to do whatever the hell they want, and it seems like they always cry victim all the time, and it really pisses me off, but neither here nor there. That didn't seem to go over well, and then now just the blatant, do you even want to play? Like, is there a – right now the owners are trying to work something out, and if they're putting forth all this effort – look, I understand the frustration of the owners on this, okay? For the last 2 years for business, I've been trying to do something, and I've needed the help of someone else, okay? And multiple people could have done this. And we go through all these hoops, and we're working all these plans, and just to have the person say, I don't think I'm interested anymore, and they walk away, they get bored or whatever. It's very frustrating. I totally see where the owners are coming from because they're trying to troubleshoot this thing. They're trying to find a way to play again, and then now we're at a point where, are we doing this for nothing because y'all are just going to veto every idea because you just don't want to play?
The whole thing is just ridiculous.
I think when we get to that point, I do think that it's going to be, that's where it ends.
Oh, yeah.
Is you're so disinterested, I'm having to blatantly ask you, I need a verbal yes or no that you don't want to play. And here's the sad part. It's going to say a lot to your a whole lot to your fans.
Oh, yeah. If you don't want
they
to come back and play.
with a resounding no. Now, we don't know who all said no, but we know we got enough no's to say we're scrapping it.
Well, Jared Dudley is the only one that I have seen that has come out today and actually tweeted about it and was like, obviously safety first, but yes, we need to finish this season because it sets the tone for next season. And he brought up the CBA. The CBA stuff is coming up. And on top of that, when you lose a bunch of money this year, it hurts your salary cap.
So the NBA really needs to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to change their salary cap rules for 1 year. This is one of those things where contracts go in the garbage, okay? And you got to figure something else out, all right?
Yeah.
Because next year's salary cap, the NBA is literally year by year, all right? So when the revenue goes way up, the salaries go way up, which is how we got some of these ridiculous contracts that we've gotten, by the way.
It's how Mike Conley.
Players, mediocre players making $20-something million, all right? So that's how it happens. Well, now you're going to have a year where the revenue is down. I mean, ridiculously down.
Well, you and I talked about this before we came on the air. The NBA ticket money is like what? Almost 40%?
Like baseball. It's just like baseball. It's 40%. It's 40% of their split.
So if you ain't got fans in the stands,
and so we're thinking about, this year they lost that, but I'm not worried about next year's revenue. I'm worried about this year's revenue because that's how they do next year's salary cap.
I mean, I think everybody lost like a total of 9 or 10 home games. That is a fourth of your season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not good numbers.
No.
But at least they got some of them in for this year. But I mean, if nothing
but it's
else,
still way down. So how do you pay everybody next year? That's what I'm trying to say. If the salary cap next year is $20 million less and it was $100 million, now you've got to pay, but you already have salaries booked up for the full $100 million for next year's roster.
Yeah.
How do we do? Are we going to make these teams cut players?
I mean, possibly.
And cut contracts to get there?
Yeah.
Or are we going to say we're going to have one uncapped year to figure this thing out? Because it's the only way to do it.
I think you would have to do one uncapped year. And
no, you don't have to. You can tell them, nope, competitive balance, baby. You'd start cutting players.
I don't think they could do that. I don't think they will. Well, and here's the other side. If they do it, that is based solely on the owners saying, we don't have enough money to operate anyway.
That's not true. That's not true. That's solely on the players saying,
that
we're
they
not
won't
giving
take
up
less.
a dime.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
No,
if you
that
ask
makes
everybody
sense.
across the board, instead of cutting players, so let's say they lose 20%. Let's say hypothetically it's $100 million a team is your salary for the year. Okay. They lose 20%. We say, hey, we're going to overpay $10 million. Y'all got to eat $10 million. So everybody across the board takes a 10% pay cut. All right. We'll eat 10%. You eat 10%. And we keep everything as status quo because the owners make a lot of money in the NBA. This is not a Major League Baseball thing where the Miami Marlins don't make money. Okay.
True.
Everybody makes money in the NBA. If the players refuse to do that, I would be hardline. I'd be a dick of an owner. Then I'd say, nope. I'm not giving you a penny more than the salary cap says.
And you just start trading off assets.
You just got cut. Now you guys don't have jobs.
Yep. So, and you might get paid a fraction of whatever your contract is, but it ain't going to be what it was.
Somebody picks you up.
Yeah, at that point. I mean, that's it. This whole thing is nuts.
The players, all I want are the players of these sports leagues to be reasonable. That's it. And I want the owners to be reasonable as well.
Well, and the agents.
So far, we're seeing ideas where it looks like the owners are out here working. They're trying really hard to do this because they make a lot of money off of it. They're not doing it for charity. They're not doing it for anything else. They're doing it because they're capitalists. I get that. But I don't fault them for that. I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, not at all.
Sports because of them. All right.
Well, but they're also doing it just so that they have something coming in, because you have to understand, like, as an employee, if there's less money coming in, you're going to be making less money. Like, as an owner, if you're not making as much money, like, coming in, like, obviously you're not going to make as much money. Like, this is basic math. Like, if you're making $100 million a year.
I'm not trying to paint the owners out to be like the charitable people here, okay?
Right.
They seem to be throwing out reasonable offers. And then every time we turn around, it seems like somebody is standing in the way of something reasonable because they don't want to lose something small.
Right.
I think that's ridiculous.
I agree.
And now the players don't even want to finish the season. They don't even want to play. They want to have a championship this year. So we're just going to have a season without a title?
Well, I think that the players in the NBA are going to want to do that. Like, they want to have a season. They want to finish this up.
I don't know that the majority do, to be honest. I'm serious.
This is what Jared Dudley said, by the way. He said, safety obviously first. Nowhere will be as safe as the NBA compound site they determine, but I don't think players know the effects of not playing does the next year. This is bigger than my team isn't in the playoffs, so who cares?
Yep.
No playoffs, no TV money, new CBA next year.
Yep.
So,
he sees big picture. This is somebody who sees farther than 6 inches in front of their face.
Yeah. I mean, that's the scary thing.
And let me tell you something. If you're a team that's tanking, if you're the Warriors and you're tanking and Steph Curry doesn't show up, no one cares. Okay? Yeah. People are going to be pissed off because they want to see Steph because he's a star in the league, and we'd like to see the stars. Okay? Obviously. You've been sitting at home for a couple of months. I don't know why you wouldn't want to come play. But if that guy doesn't show up and the team's tanking, I get it. I don't like it. I get it. I understand it.
Yeah. They go, why come back?
Somebody has to show up. Somebody on that roster has to show up. We got to put 5 men on a court right now.
Yeah. I'm curious. I'm very curious to see what they're going to end up doing, because this is
I don't care about the name attached to it. I'm okay with it being anonymous. I do want to know the results, and I don't mean more yeses than nos. I want to know how many yeses, how many nos.
Yeah, I want to know a percentage.
I want to know a number. No, not percentages. I want to know hard numbers.
No, you're going to get your hard number by the percentage because they're asking every single.
Yeah,
player.
but are all of them going to answer? That's the thing.
That's a good question.
Well, and here's the downside, okay? Because while they're saying it's anonymous, if you get 6 no's, but those 6 no's are LeBron, Kawhi, and your biggest star, Curry, and your biggest stars in the league, and everybody else says yes, guess what? We don't play.
Yeah, you're probably not playing.
We don't play.
That's terrifying.
Because that's how this league works.
I mean, it's crazy.
Adam Silver just takes his stars, and nobody blows his stars more than Adam Silver. Nobody.
Do you think people feel the same way about David Stern?
No, Jesus, no.
Well, I mean, because
Stern was a ruthless capitalist. He would do anything to make money, but he had no problems putting players in their place.
Yeah.
I mean, remember when they went through the whole no more coming to work in jeans and baggy shorts, and everybody's wearing a suit now? Silver wouldn't dare tell these guys what to wear to work.
No.
Dare.
No, you're right.
He would never tell LeBron what to do, ever.
Well, and Stern was the one that put in the whole national anthem thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, no. Stern and Silver are nothing alike, outside of the fact that they're both very good at making money.
You got that right. There was a report today that the NBA games are not going to be shown in China going forward still. You remember China cut them off?
Well, it was China cut them off. This is not the NBA taking the moral high road, okay?
No.
We're no longer in China.
Yeah, no, this is
that wasn't by your choice, Bubba.
No, if the NBA had their way, I mean, that's why everybody backtracked and was like, no, we love China. Like, let's go. Like, we love China. Give us your money. And China's like,
What an embarrassment. We're going to look back at that 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and that's going to be one of the most embarrassing things that happened in 2019.
Yeah, you got that right.
It really is.
You've got that right. And all that stuff happens right before, all the coronavirus stuff and whatever. I mean, it's just you couldn't write a better book. All right. That's it. Anything else we need to hit?
Nope. Scott here.
Let's do it. You guys have been wonderful. Thank you all for jumping in the chat. You have, as always, you drive the conversation. We definitely appreciate that. Make sure you share out the show, subscribe, all those wonderful things. Leave a nice comment on the podcast. And, as always, take care of yourself. Take care of each other. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for checking out Winning Cures Everything. If you want to keep up with us, hit subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast app. Visit the website at winningcureseverything.com, or you can like us on Facebook or follow us at Winning Cures, at Gary WCE, or at Chris B. Giannini on Twitter. Share out the show, leave a nice review, and make sure to comment and tweet at us.